The vacuum pumping system you will be operating was designed and manufactured in Traverse City, Michigan by National Vacuum Equipment, or NVE. Since our beginning nearly 30 years ago, we have strived to become North America's leading producer and wholesaler of vacuum pumps and vacuum system components. Currently, we operate with 110 employees from our 88,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility in Traverse City, Michigan, and a warehouse facility in Fayetteville, Arkansas, with field representatives scattered throughout the United States. We are the only manufacturer of industrial use vacuum pumps in the USA. At NVE, we manufacture the Challenger Series rotary vane vacuum pumps and are the North American distributor of Battioni Pagani line of Italian-produced rotary vane vacuum pumps. The 607 Challenger is a high-performance vacuum pump and requires high-quality components. It is critical that adequately sized shutoffs and hoses be used. Components larger than recommended can be used, but never use components smaller than recommended. We recommend an 8-inch cage and a 6-inch stainless steel ball, which is standard on all of our NVE primary and secondary shutoffs. Use a 3-inch or larger hose to plumb your system. We recommend a hose that can withstand high temperatures. A properly adjusted pressure relief valve and vacuum relief valves should be incorporated in the system between the secondary shutoff and the pump. Making the component serviceable is a very important aspect of installation. The truck operators must be able to access all system components for service. Pump installation is very important. The pump should be mounted on the driver's side of the truck. Jack the pump on its mounting bracket up to the frame. Locate and drill holes into the frame. Secure the mounting bracket to the frame with 6 or more 3/4 inch hardened bolts, grade 5 or better. More bolts may be needed when mounting larger pumps and blowers. The pump drive is also a crucial part of the installation. The vacuum pumps are available in either rotation. However, they can only be turned in one direction at installation. Make certain the pump is turning in the proper direction. This can be changed by flipping the gearbox to the opposite output shaft. Run a balanced drive shaft from the power takeoff to the gearbox input shaft. Do not exceed the drive shaft manufacturer's recommended maximum angle. The alignment of the couplers and the PTO to the pump is critical to smooth operation. The 607 Challenger vacuum pump is recommended operating range is 1,000 to 1,500 RPM. Select a power takeoff that will allow the pump to spin at a low to mid RPM range while the truck is at idle, and will allow the operator full range of recommended RPM but not exceeding the maximum RPM range. If only one speed is available, the pump speed should be set at the middle of the RPM range. We do not recommend the use of very high ratio PTO where the pump is running at full RPM while the truck is in idle. Make certain the pump drive has adequate power transmission capabilities. Make certain that the pump is turning fast enough so that the vanes do not chatter in the housing. Normal operation. Check oil reservoir daily and fill as required. Drain and clean periodically depending on service. We recommend that you use NVE ISO 68 oil in all of our pumps. Do not operate the pump faster than the recommended RPM of 1,250 to 1,500. 1,500 RPMs is for intermittent use only. Too low of an RPM can cause your vanes to chatter, causing wear. On the 4-way valve, in the middle of your vacuum pump, move the handle to the appropriate direction for either vacuum, pressure, or in the center for neutral. Do not operate your pump for extended periods of time at a vacuum level which can cause the pump to exceed 375 degrees exhaust gas temperature. Exhaust temperature must not exceed 375 degrees at any time. Make certain that all guards are in place prior to running your pump, and always think safety. For cold weather operations, prior to engaging the pump, turn by hand to confirm it is not frozen. If the pump is frozen, thaw it out by moving the truck into a heated building. You can avoid freezing problems by putting a small amount of diesel fuel into the pump at the end of the day. Proper maintenance procedures. Periodically wash the mud and dirt off your pump. It must be clean to allow the heat to radiate from it. Periodically clean the inlet filter. Use a parts washer or brake cleaning solution to remove the excess debris. We recommend a periodic flushing of your pump. To do this, connect the hose to the flush valve located on the side of the inlet port. Put the end of the hose in a 1-pint container of diesel fuel. Start your pump and run as slow as possible. With the 4-way valve in the vacuum position, monitor the diesel flow to your pump. When the diesel fuel is gone, switch the 4-way valve to the neutral and run the pump for 2 minutes. Speed the pump up to the normal RPM and switch the 4-way valve to vacuum. Remove the hose and close the valve. Properly dispose of the used oil and flushing fluids. We recommend checking vane wear at least every 12 months. A new vane is flush with the outside diameter of the rotor. Check vane wear by removing the plug from the vane wear inspection port. Insert a rod to the rotor. Rotate the rotor until the rod falls into one of the vane slots. If the rod falls more than 1/4 inch into one of the 7 vane slots, it's time to replace the vanes. The vane wear is dependent on many factors, though under normal conditions they should last approximately 2,000 hours. Vanes should be replaced in sets, and it's always a good idea to have an extra set of vanes on hand for emergencies. Debris and excess heat can cause the vanes to hang up in the vane slots, making them slap against the inside of the housing. This will cause a washboard effect to wear into the housing and will destroy the vacuum pump. It should be noted that the washboarding can also be caused by running the vacuum pump at a lower RPM than the speed recommended. The vanes we use in a Challenger pump are made of Kevlar material. When replacing vanes, it is very important to use original equipment. There are vanes available in the aftermarket which contain Kevlar and fiberglass for reinforcement. These vanes will destroy the inside of your vacuum pump. Startup adjustment and test. Fill the oil tank on the pump. The oil pump will be set at the factory to operate properly in the recommended RPM range. If you notice the excess or insignificant oil flow during testing, consult your owner's manual. Put the 4-way valve in the neutral position to relieve all the vacuum and pressure to the system. With the pump in the vacuum position, adjust the vacuum relief valve to open at about 20 to 22 inches of vacuum. You do this by removing the protection cap. Turn the spring tightener clockwise to increase and counterclockwise to reduce the pressure. Once you've reached your 20 to 22 inches of vacuum, screw down the locking nut and replace the protection cap. Now we need to adjust the pressure relief valve. Adjust the pressure relief valve to the lowest possible setting, about 10 psi. Operate the pump in the pressure position and tighten the spring setting to adjust the valve to relieve at the desired pressure. Monitor tank pressure on the vacuum gauge. Operate the pump at working vacuum of 20 to 22 inches for industrial grade pumps and 15 to 18 for commercial grade pumps for at least an hour. During this time, monitor oil flow to the pump to ensure adequate lubrication. Shut the truck off with the PTO engaged. This will prevent the pump from being turned backwards and losing tank vacuum and/or pressure. Examine all components and fittings for leak and repair as necessary. There are many features and benefits to owning a Challenger vacuum pump. Some of the features include superior cooling, proven crash protection with precision pinned end plates, high temperature Teflon oil lines so you can see the oil flowing to the ports, a remote mount 5-quart clear oil tank for consistent oil level monitoring, a 4-point oiling system, built-in easy accessible final filter, a vane flush port with valve, a vane wear inspection port, a thermometer to monitor the exhaust temperature, liquid and fanned versions for the same price, available in right or left hand rotation, and of course replacement parts are always available. When you choose Challenger, we support your decision with training and materials for you and your staff. A sales manual has been developed for all of our distributors to give you a better understanding of our complete product line. We have designed a setup and operation guide for our Challenger pumps. We have an installation checklist and warranty validation form for the installers, and video training for the operators in the field. It is the responsibility of the final assembler to thoroughly test the vacuum system and the components supplied by NVE prior to delivery of the final product to the end user. To validate the product warranty, this form must be completed, signed, and dated by the qualified installation technician and returned to NVE via fax or email in order for the warranty to be valid. When you choose Challenger, you can be confident that all the components are appropriately sized and specifically fabricated for your system, and that you have a team of engineers and sales technicians capable of servicing all aspects of your pumping system needs. Should the need arise, you have the opportunity to talk directly to the individuals who designed and produced your equipment. For more information on sales, service, support, and training, contact your NVE sales representative or visit us online at natvac.com. Thank you for choosing NVE's Challenger Series vacuum pumps.